So you pointed at the creativity of the coaches, and for example, I want to clarify this point that you mean any coach have to be able to design special plans for his players like an engineer.
Of course, I'm as a coach as have to be creative. When I had a game, like this under 13 years old game, so I look at them, I look at their weakness, I have to take note, and the day after training session, I have to work on their weakness. So I'm there to teaching them. I'm not there to push them, to put pressure on them to get the result. I'm as a coach, I shouldn't care about any result. So they are only about learning. About learning. So how they are learning? When they don't make a mistake. How can I design my training session when my players, they won the game? When I won't let them to have a mistake. When I let them to run, to dribble with the ball. When I don't let them to have a 2 or 3 touches.
Yes. Dear viewers, if you have any questions, just let us know. Mr. Omidi, you pointed about the facing mistakes for players, making players to mistake. How do you do this point? And I mean, how do you make your players to face mistakes and
Yeah.
the influences of on their mind and psychological?
And I tell you one thing. So as we know, the football day by day, every 40 minutes, every 45 minutes, there are going to be change in the football in the near future. So as I have a defend, like let's say central defend, if I won't let him to join the attacking and 1/3 attacking, yeah, let him go, let him make a mistake, and he will get used to when we are in phase, attacking phase, he's going to join the attackers. Like winger, right or left winger, or right or left back. When I won't let them to go and cross the ball, and I won't let them to go to join the attacking in the 1/3 attacking. How can they make a mistake? They should make a mistake, and then to learn from their mistake. If like I got one my central midfielder, he's under pressure. If I won't let him to keep the ball, to have 2 or 3 touch with the ball, yeah, and to turn, oh, how can he make a mistake? How can he learn? So sometimes he's under pressure. He must be clever to look around, to have a dribbling skill. Yeah, it's okay. It doesn't matter if he lose the ball. Doesn't matter. If he lose the ball, if I put pressure on him, he next time he won't dribbling. He want to play one touch. That he's not going to improve. Not going to improve. So let the player to have a mistake. Doesn't matter. Let them to play. Let them, and then they will be confidence. So coach them to have a confidence when they get the ball, when they are with the ball, when they are without the ball.
Mr. Omidi, what do you do with the feeling ashamed of making mistakes by players? You know, every player makes mistake, probably feels ashamed from a
Just was
coach.
put a note they said about the small side game. I'm going to explain about the small side game in very important. So as I said, we got 2 kind of coaches. One looking for result, one looking for the player's improvement. So when the player is shame, that is the coach is a problem, because they make the game is for them very important. So tell them when they want to play, tell them enjoy. Just tell them you go enjoy and do whatever I teach you. Do whatever I told you. Yeah, or do whatever I teach you. 20% of what I teach you before. So let them to have a mistake. No shame. You know, always encourage them to play their play. So that's very important. That's if the players crying and have a shame after the losing, that's the coach. That's the coach fault.
That's
So
coach.
yeah. So about the small side game, they ask here, it's very important. So a small side game like 4v4, 5v4, that's covered everything, all technically or tactically about football. In the 4v4, 5v4, we defend, we attack, we play wall pass, we creating space, we have a quick reaction, jumping. That's all is covered in the small side game. So very important. We have to design our train station all about small side game, because they are not strong enough to cross the ball for long distance. We shouldn't let them to, cross the ball. Let the kids playing on the floor.
Yes. There isn't any questions by our followers. Is there anything left you want to say, Mr. Omidi?
As we said, so we have to, when they are under 12, we have to teach them the basic technique. When they grow up, we're going to mix it with the tactic, with the physics. When they grow up, we're going to add the psychology things about the training session. So when you design the training session, the coach, you remember, I'm saying this, I'm repeating this always the time. This 4 corner must, your training session cover this 4 corner: technique, physics, social, and psychological. If your training session cover these 4 corners, you're gonna have a very good training session. And ask the student, ask the young players, ask your players, when you finish training, ask them what you learn from this training session. So I see many coaches every single day or day by day, they change the topic, which is wrong. So we have, like, for example, if you're working about receiving, at least 2 or 4 weeks, we have to design our training session or receiving or passing. We shouldn't mix it. Let them to learn one basic topic and move to another topic. So when they finish, let's say today we work in the passing, tell them what you learned today. What about the technique? So they have answered the technique, what they learned from the topic, training session topic about technique. They said, okay, we learned how to do the body balance, how to kick the ball, body shape, this all technique. And what about the physics? Okay, go toward the ball, creating a space, moving, jumping. What about the social we learn from this basic technique? They said communication, group, working as a group. What the psychology is coming from this training session? Focus, commitment. So we have to ask them. Every training session, when they finish, for 2 or 3 minutes, we have to speak with our players and ask them what you learn from this technique, from this training session. That is very important.
So after any period of trainings, coaches have a friendly discussion with players and ask their opinions about the trainings and let them to participate in the program, participate in their own improvement program. That's very...
Let them to be friendly with them. Let them to talk. Let them to have a communication. That's very important. The football is not about just kicking the ball. It's not about put the ball in the target. Football about 60%, 70% of football about psychology, about social. If they are not mentally, they are not ready. They can't play. Even they are very good. They're very skillful. But if their mental is not ready, that's not going to helpful. Not going to helpful. Is that they can't play.
Sure, it is. So, still no questions from our viewers, Mr. Omidi, and I think the time is already up. Is there anything left or not?
The most thing about the coaching is the coaching point. So when we divide the training session, we got something in general, we divide it to small things. The coaching point is very important. I want the coaches, young coaches, don't just copy and paste training session from different clubs. So you are, as a coach, you have to know what you're saying, step by step. So you have to tell them why their mistake, to tell them how to correct that mistake. We see in one game, there is like 20 people, maybe around the game, they see one thing. They see, okay, playing, defending, and attacking. But the coach must see everything in one player. So we see the normal people who next to, the field, they see one thing, like team playing, team scoring, team and the defending more than attacking. But me as a coach, I have to see everything all around the players. And day after, I have to correct it if there is a mistake, if there is a weakness thing.
Mr. Omidi, there is a question from our follower. I'm reading it. Announcing the arrange of the game at the age of 13 and 14 years old, who have an official league 24 hours before the games or morning game.
Oh, come on. This is absolutely wrong. That is for adult. Adult, they are professional. When they pass in 20 years old, when they're joining the big club, they know that's their job. They are there, they get paid to play good, to get result because of the business. But the soccer academy is absolutely wrong to choose a specific position for each players. Just let them have fun. Don't put pressure on them. When you choose like your squad day before the game, even you have a game like local game, international, national game, or county game. So the players, they are not in the squad, they're gonna cry. That's gonna affect their mental. They're gonna make a trouble for their parents. Because I had experience. Don't choose the squad night before. Let them to join it. Even they are not the squad, even they are sitting in the bench, let them to have a fun. Let them just fun, all about enjoyment. That's absolutely wrong if you choose the squad night before the game. Because in this age, all about learning is not about result. Not about result. And let the players to try every single position, every single pose in the football game.
Thank you. And the other question, given the importance of SSG or playing on small pitches, do you think a futsal coach can be used in football training in Europe? How common is it used to use?
I said in the near future, this football is going to improve, it's going to be changed. I'm sure in 10 years or 10 years, next 10 years, there is no position in the football. Every single player must play all position. We see in the football now, bigger club, there is a corner. We see two defenders, central defender. They are in the 6-yard opponent team. One of them score the goal, like another central midfielder. He's gonna first one to hug him. So there is no specific, no position in the future football. So yeah, small side game is very important. But the futsal, I'm not saying it's wrong or right, which each single coach, they got their own philosophy. But in my philosophy, a small side game is very important, very useful to improve the quality of young players. So it's very important if we make the pitch very small for them. Because they got more times, more chance to kick the ball rather than they play in the big pitch. When they small side game, they have a more chance, they touch the ball more time rather than the big field or big pitch.
Big field. So it is different with football. Futsal, it's different with futsal. And the question was about, can a futsal coach can a futsal coach be used in football trainings?
When they are kids, it's okay if there is a tournament, like a small side game with a small ball. It doesn't matter. Okay, teach them, because it's have a very good link between the futsal and the football. But follow the both rule, the football and the futsal. So we see like Ronaldinho, he was playing futsal when he was a kid.
Yes.
We got Ali Karimi in Iran, he used to play futsal. So that's okay, because in the near future, because the football improvement. So now it's very important when you're teaching the kids, let them to use their mind, their brain, you know. Thus let them to be creative in less than a second. So the most thing I didn't mention it is the space and time. So we have always remember that, to tell the young players all about these two things, two content, space and time, which is very important in the football.
So, Mr. Omidi, the other question is about the interaction with the parents. How do you personally interact with the parents of your players?
It's very important. As we said before, the clubs, they're going to deal with the parents, because the kids, they spend most of their time with the parents. So the club's not going to deal with the young players. So it's very important to have a good relationship between the club, between the coaches and the parents, because at least twice or 3 times a year, the coaches or the club must give feedback to the parents. What outcome of the training session, what they're all about, to cover all about football, how the kids improvement, are they improved, what they are good at, what they are bad at. So that's very important. Even with the school, there is a big link between the soccer clubs, parents and the school. This is very important.
So there is a triangle here.
Yes, of course, because they play a very important role. The parents are playing a very important role in the kids' soccer academy.
Thank you, Mr. Omidi. Is there any other questions, dear viewers? It's time. The time is already up. So I think there's no other questions. We will wait 2 minutes. So the followers asked us for a summary of this session of
The summary is very important thing. So we have to know what the aim of the soccer academy, as we said before, to improve players by developing them technically, tactically, physically, and psychology. That's the focus of the all soccer academy, all about to develop the players. Yeah. And then the main and basic about the coaches, based on keeping position and quick ball movement. Keeping position and quick ball movement, which is very important for the coaches. So because as we said before, to content with or without ball, the coaches must remember that is very important, with or without the ball. How to teach the young players when they have the ball, how to teach them when they don't have the ball. All this is a very important thing. So we know there is a one ball in the field. So we know how to kick the ball quickest as we can, how to keep the position to creating a position when we don't have the ball.
Thank you, Mr. Omidi, for
one question that our friends, they ask, which skill is the most important?
Okay, yes.
The skill is all the coaches, they like their players to have a complex of all skill about football. That's the most important thing. So I'm saying in general, and then I say about the skill. So the players can play all single position. They have to play with both feet, right and left. That is very important. So we have to work on if they are right-footed, so we have to work as a coach and the wards and the weak feet. That is very important. And the skill, all about kicking the ball, yeah, and moving with the ball. When we have the ball, so we have to be very quick and creating space. The receiving and kicking the ball is very most skilled, in my opinion, in the football. And the ball control when they are very young. So ball control, we have to see how when they control the ball, how the ball is close to them. That is very important. So maybe there is a big space, the kids, the player control the ball, but how they control the ball when they are under pressure by the opponent defender. That is very important skill, how to control the ball. Or the first touch. You know, as you know, the first touch is different with the court ball. The first touch is very important skill in the soccer. First, your as a soccer player, young soccer player, first touch could be a good pass, could be a good dribble, could get away, could make your good angle, good space for yourself. That is the most skill we have to work with the young kids, the first touch.
Thank you. And other questions? No, we don't have any questions. No. Thank you, Mr. Omidi, for letting us to take benefit from your knowledge. And we hope that this session would be useful for viewers and in totally for football fans. And we are going to be in touch with you in future, surely. And thank you for everything.
It's my pleasure. Thank you too for your invitation. I hope so. This live conversation is going to be very useful and helpful for young players, parents, and young coaches who love to be a coach. Love to be a coach. Thank you very much. I hope see you soon.
You're welcome. It would be continual the cooperation, and please follow us on Motor Football Instagram page. It would be amazing and interesting contents for you. Thank you, Mr. Omidi.
Thank you very much.
Having
Thank you very much.
Goodbye.